This is TWiT.
I noticed using the 11-inch, the new iPad Pro with the M1 chip. I got the 12.9-inch. You're using the beautiful new lily white shins of the Magic Keyboard. And I'm using I got the Combo Touch from Logitech. I completely agree with your article in Fast Company that this is amazing hardware in search of amazing software.
That's what basically 100% of reviews said. It's way more, just in terms of computational muscle, it's way more powerful than any previous iPad, but the software is the same. Even if it's possible of doing incredible things with video editing, there is LumaFusion, which is quite good, but most people who do serious video editing, are interested in something like Final Cut Pro, which does not exist.
I bought the 12.9 because I wanted to try the micro LED screen, or sorry, mini LED screen.
Mini LED.
And I can't tell the difference. but I thought there's enough juice in this. There's enough RAM, 16 gigs of RAM. First time they've ever offered anything.
Dang.
And that is great. I have to say that I've noticed that apps are far less likely to have to refresh themselves.
Although the folks at Procreate said, we can't allocate more than 5 gigs for any individual app.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can't kind of go to the next level and create an app that
might be something that
requires that.
In iOS
but stuff
15.
gets flushed out of memory less, and so Scrivener, which I use all day long in the old days,
pops up
almost every time I would go back to it.
Yeah,
it would have to reset itself, and it would exit out of the document I was in. And now Scrivener stays up for days at a time, so I am way more productive.
Actually, that would be a good list to put together, is the apps that really benefit from the RAM and the processor.
Kindle, for whatever reason, you wouldn't think that e-books would take up all that much memory, but Kindle seems to run better on this.
They can be quite big, actually. They can be a gigabyte or more in size. You actually make a really excellent point that this is the opposite of planned obsolescence. They built this is way overbuilt.
The main reason I bought a new iPad Pro is after I used the iPad Air last year, I discovered I didn't really want a 12.9-inch device. I wanted something that was smaller, just because it's so much easier to go into tablet mode, which doesn't really work so well with something that's larger.
That's actually a good point. You're right. The 12.9, when I detach it and pick it up, it's still like a pizza box in my hand.
I have not missed the extra space at all, and I use this a lot more for reading than I use my larger one.
I want to try it for doing photo processing, because I think it is kind of natural. If you have a really good reference screen, and by the way, they're both P3. They're both very good reference screens.
The old screen is not too shabby.
Yeah. And you have enough horsepower to run LumaFusion or there's some really good photo apps, Darkroom, Pixelmator Photo. Pointing at Marie, but she's not here. She represents the Pixelmator folks. They make there's some really good photo editing software. Even Adobe's own programs now are native. I think, and I got 2 terabytes of storage. I think that might be a dedicated photo processing machine, because touch and all that and the speed of it might be perfect for that.
The new Thunderbolt ports are good for.
I tried it immediately. I attached a giant Thunderbolt drive on there. I do find myself frustrated a little bit by Apple's unwillingness to expose the file system. So I can't, for instance, plug in a hard drive and drag files off the hard drive.
Like you could on Android.
Yeah, like you can on Android. It's easy on Android. Android will mount as a hard drive on most machines.
The main issue I have with the Files app, which actually does let you do a lot of drag and drop, is that it's not terribly reliable. Sometimes it just does not work.
Right. I was able to see it in the Files thing. So you're saying I could somehow highlight photos and drag them over to the LumaFusion icon? I don't think I can.
You can't do
I'll
that.
try
No,
that.
but you can.
So you could on a desktop.
I think you could get them off of your hard drive
into something.
Into your 2 terabytes.
Right. Right.
Although a lot of that stuff people are not aware they can do, just because it's. There's a lot of stuff involving the power features in iPad OS that if you know about it, you can do it. And if you don't know about it, you'll never discover it.
You'll never find it. Yeah. Discoverability is not great.
Also, too, with like multitasking. Once you know how to multitask, it works pretty well. But
every time I slide over from the right, I get Apple News, the one program I don't want to see, but I'm sure there's a way to fix that. I'll have to figure that out.